I am going to demonstrate how the management of apps and the consumption of the apps is going to significantly transform in the near future. Currently, it is developer orchestrated, where a app developer develops the app thinking what a consumer might need, and once the developer is done developing and testing it, the developer deploys it in a app store, either in Apple store or the Google Play Store, and then consumers go there, looks for what they want and installs and use that app in their phone. Very near future, and I'm going to actually substantiate what I'm saying using a personal experience. I'll demonstrate what I built for me to act as a personal assistant for me to manage my calorie intake, right? So that will give a very clear picture on why I'm saying this, right? So in the near future, the instead of developer orchestrating everything, the product companies, they will expose their product capabilities through pre-built integrations. It can be through MCP, through API. And when I say product capabilities, for example, if there is a database, the capability to insert something into the database, delete something in the database, right? Those will be already exposed as MCP, which is already happening now, right? The only thing is that uh, there is not a single place where I can and go and look at all those integrations, but most of the products are now coming with inbuilt MCP server through which they are exposing the capabilities, right? So those capabilities will be pre-built. The orchestration will be done by the consumer. The consumer will decide what type of personal assistant, and I'm using the word personal assistant and not app, because the term app I think will get deprecated, and we all will have personal assistant instead of an app, right? The consumer will orchestrate the personal assistant based on what the consumer wants out of that personal assistant. Now let me show you a personal assistant that I have built and I'm using, right? Before that, why I built it, right? So I wanted to lose weight, right? And the way to lose weight is to constrain your calorie intake. I tried with I tried actually. I hired a one of the leading fit health and fitness company. I hired a coach there to who can help me coach on what I should eat every day. The coach had very good knowledge, immense knowledge, but the way I was tracking my calorie, I had to buy a weighing machine to weight my food right, every day, and then go into a app to log in what I have eaten. Right now, with my very busy schedule, traveling and all, it becomes sometimes very difficult. I cannot continue to carry the weighing machine with me. Right? So I thought, like, why don't I try something using ChatGPT, which I already subscribe to ChatGPT. I'm a plus uh, membership. I have a plus membership. Why don't I create it and use it uh, for recording my calorie intake, right? That demonstration of how I built that personal assistant is what I'm going to show you now, right? So what you are seeing right now is the calorie compass that I have developed. let me first show you how I have developed it, right? Now this is a feature. It came long time back. I was I played around with it like when it came in very beginning. Then I stopped exploring it. But now, while it becomes very important for me to lose weight, I said, let me see if I can utilize this. Right. So it is under GPTs. If you go to Chat GPT under GPTs, I created this application. So if you go to GPT, actually you can create uh, your own. Um, Let me actually show this. Yeah, there is yeah, okay. Explore GPTs, right? If you go to Explore GPT, you can create your GPT by clicking on this create button, right? Now, what I did is I clicked on that and then created this calorie compass. Now let me edit this and show you what I have done, right? So there is a way, either you can configure everything manually, like you write your prompt, or you go here, create it, and tell GPT what you want to do, and it will create the uh, prompt for you. It will also update this configuration for you, right? So I initially used this, but then to make the prompt more optimized, I actually further modified what it created for me and optimized this prompt, right? Where I gave it instructions of how to calculate um, based on my weight, based on my age, based on my height, how to calculate my calorie target to lose weight, right? And this is where the formula is. It is called Miffin Saint Jor or St. Jor. I just googled and find it out, and looks like most of the calorie tracking apps also uses this formula, right? So I gave this formula to the prompt that use this to um, calculate the calorie tracking and store it as a profile. And then I asked it, once you store it as a profile, keep logging my calorie intake, right? And for that, what I did is I used a tool calling feature, right? Where if you go to the actions, this is where I created an open API spec to interact with a Supabase database. And in this OpenAPI spec, I explained, or the OpenAPI spec has the representation of all the APIs that Supabase exposes to do database operations, right? So this entire OpenAPI spec is to um, interact with the Supabase database. And in the Supabase database, I created two tables. One is a profile table. So if you'll see that already I have uh, my profile information is already uploaded. I have not manually typed it. The GPT assistant, the calorie compass assistant that I created, that actually updated it based on what I chatted with that assistant, or the information that I provided to that assistant. This is my profile, and this is the log, right? What I'm eating. I'm either I can upload an image. From that image it is able to update it, or I can tell it log 2 cups of black coffee, right? And it will understand it, use that OpenAPI spec to find out which API to call and to update this database, right? That is what I created. Let me go back to my calorie compass, and then let me show a demonstration of this application, right? So for example, if I say how many calories I can eat today, right? So it will first say, okay, what is your user ID, right? Because I wanted to make it multi-user. If um, just like it's say design practice that I follow, right? So if I say Rajiv, so it is asking me that I'm going to call this tool call and retrieve the data from what you have logged so far and what the profile the profile information that you have. Based on that, I'm going to tell you how many more calories you can eat, right? So see, it is 1613 kilocalorie was my target, which it calculated earlier and put into my profile. If I go to my profile, you'll see my target is oops 1613, right? And these are the logs, right? So in the logs, I have added, and sometimes when it made a mistake, I said remove this particular entry, right? So based on this, it told me that you have target 1613 calorie, you have consumed 592 kilocalorie so far, remaining is 1021 kilocalorie. Okay, then if I say show my consumption today, right? What I have consumed. So it is exactly like it is getting it from the database and giving it to me. That net consumed is this, remaining is 1021 kilocalorie, right? Now, let's say I want to log another cup of coffee, or let's say log a cup of tea, log a cup of tea. Now it will ask me, is it with milk and sugar? I said yes, it's with milk and sugar. Talking to the connector, I'll say, so see what it is actually storing now. It is storing this. Now if I go back, I should be able to see the tea, right? So this is what it has added, right? But so I put tea with milk and sugar because I'm going to drink tea with milk and sugar right now. So this is right. Now let me see how much. So remaining, I can eat 981 kilocalorie, right? So I'll ask that, okay, what can I eat for dinner? My options that I don't want it to give me saying that, okay, use eat tandoori chicken or something, because I don't have it at my home, right? Also my options are white rice and yellow dal, right? Okay, so it is it. I can eat 1 cup cooked, 200 kilocalorie, yellow dal, one cup cooked, right? I can also upload an image. I'm not sure if I have an image right now, but I can also add an image and I can ask it to store it, and it understands the image and stores it in the database, right? So this is what I wanted to show to demonstrate how we are moving from app to personal assistant. That's all for today.